For this video, you really do need to know the build first. And yes, the title was correct. We are doing Radar Minotaur. I want to try some different things in this game. I feel like it's been getting a little stale for me. Been doing the same thing kind of over and over and over again a lot of the time when I play this game, and thought, why not try something? This is not quite my clanmate Jake's build, but it's close. The one thing is he takes extra range mod. I don't really trust myself to aim at those really long ranges with Minotaur yet, especially because this is my first game playing Minotaur in months. So taking reload mod. But you notice the steering gears and both steering gears mods, sorry. And that results in a 5-second rudder shift. You're going to see how important that is in the upcoming game. But we have a very maneuverable ship. Possibly the most maneuverable ship in the entire game. Yes, it has a giant citadel, but you should be able to dodge things with this build. And here's what I've got so far. On the commander, just so you're all aware, I'm either going to go for RPF or top grade gunner as my last skill. We'll see which one it ends up being, but both could be quite useful. So playing Radar Minotaur is not for everyone. It's not the easiest ship in the world to play, of course, but with this double rudder setup, it's actually not too bad. And the way the concealment works, when you get spotted, you can pop radar, and you instantly spot the enemy destroyer. And there you can see, we spotted the Yu Yang. Unfortunately, there's an island in the way, so we don't actually end up getting to kill him this time. But it's very useful in pushing destroyers off and helping your destroyers win their engagements. As most of you probably know, destroyers are what win games, and the more you can help your destroyers win their engagements, the more you're going to be able to win games. And that's why Radar Minotaur is just so powerful. It's also incredibly good at annoying battleship players. I know this firsthand from a certain Verizon tournament and playing against Jake. Speaking of Jake, if you don't know who he is, he's a clanmate of mine, and he also makes YouTube videos. He made the Mr. Clear Sky video, if you saw that one. It was really great. And I'll leave a link to that video in the description below if you want to enjoy some CV retribution or something. But he plays this build Minotaur just with range mod, and he's quite good at it. So if you want more gameplay like this, you can definitely go check out his videos. The ship is just incredibly maneuverable. A lot of you know that Minotaur has some of the best acceleration in the game, and that combined with this crazy rudder shift and ability to maintain speed through turns means that you could just dodge most battleship salvos at longer ranges not for free, but very easily. In my aiming guide, I talked a lot about the possibilities or the potential for someone to dodge what you're doing, okay? So after you shoot in a battleship, for example, your shells have a travel time. Let's say that travel time is 10 seconds. Well, what's the maximum distance a ship could travel in that 10 seconds, right? That's its limit on where you have to lead, right? And then, of course, what's the potential if the ship just turns out or just turns in, or it slows down and turns out, slows down and turns in. Usually that's all you have to think about is those options with cruisers when you're fighting against them. But with this Minotaur build, you have to worry about the cruiser slowing down to bait you into shooting them slow, and then they just accelerate out from underneath your shells again. This ship has the ability to juke one way and then just go the exact opposite by the time your shells land. And it's really difficult to kill because of that. Of course, destroyers sitting in radar range don't do so well. The AP on this ship is absolutely insane. This gearing gets greedy to get torpedoes off. He possibly could have lived. I doubt he would have lived, but he might have lived longer if he didn't just sit broadside to me, that's for sure. But slowing down, speeding up, all these different things allow the Minotaur to basically evade most battleship shots, assuming you're paying attention. And it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but if you want practice in dodging battleships, Minotaur is a great one to choose, because if you mess up, you'll know it. You will definitely know it if you mess up. And that's what makes it fun. You're kind of living on the edge here. You're very strong, you're very powerful, but you have a gigantic weakness. And giving broadside or getting caught broadside to anything with good armor piercing is a death sentence in this ship. And that's what makes it fun to play, I think. I had a ton of fun with this game, and I'll probably be playing Radar Minotaur a lot more in the future. And I think it's a really fun ship. Smoke Minotaur is probably better if you're looking to farm damage or play the ship a little bit easier. The problem with that is the smoke screen can sometimes be a crutch or relied on too much, and you get yourself into bad situations because of that smoke screen. For example, when you're slowing down to get into your smoke screen, you're a very easy target to hit. You're being very predictable, and your ship doesn't slow down that fast, so it takes a long time for you to actually get covered by your smoke screen. And that's where, if you're playing Smoke Minotaur, I would suggest pretty much slowing down all the way and then popping your smoke screen. Until you actually start to pop your smoke screen, the battleship player or whoever has AP and is waiting for you to, smoke up and do this predictable movement, they're waiting to see that smoke screen come out. That's basically the indicator that says, hey, I am trying to slow down and stop right here. Aim for my citadel and you will hit it. Right? So the longer you wait to smoke up like that, it can help. It won't always, obviously, but it can help trick the enemy into shooting too far in front of you or a little bit behind you, that kind of thing. And it might help you live a little bit longer. But if you start smoking up as you're slowing down and you're still at 3/4 speed, 25 knots, somewhere in there, and you're just slowly slowing down, it's a very predictable route to take, and it's very easy for a battleship player to hit you. So the other thing about the Minotaur that is really, really, really cool is the heal. You saw it earlier, but you get a super heal on this ship, and because it has such a gigantic citadel, you actually heal back a lot of citadel damage. It's not the usual 10% or 33% that battleships and cruisers get respectively. I believe it's somewhere in the 50% range. Don't quote me on that. I actually don't know, but I know it is improved. So even if you do make a mistake, assuming that somebody doesn't just outright dev strike you, you do have the ability to come back and try again. So that is a really nice bonus of this ship. Something you've seen me doing as well is the torpedo power of this ship. You actually get 16 torpedoes, which is quite a lot. And because of your concealment, you're actually able to dump a lot of torpedoes into gaps like this that can deter the enemy team from pushing in, that kind of thing. You're a very scary ship to fight. Yes, you can explode, but assuming you're good enough to not explode, it's a very, very, very scary ship to fight. Now, this game is kind of stagnated. We're up on kills and we're up on points. We're about to be even or up on caps, which is nice. This ship is really, really good in scenarios like this where you have islands to work around. Radar Minotaur not having the smoke means that it's a little bit difficult to play open maps, but you definitely can still do it. But these islands really, really, really do help you out in playing your ship in a reasonably comfortable way. I'm speeding this up because it's a little bit boring, but it's about to get very interesting. This is the fun part for me, at least. This was why I really enjoyed this game specifically, and it's when you push out and you just decide to go all in and somehow get away with it. That's the really, really funny thing, is this ship is one of the easiest ships to kill in the game, but it can play really aggressive and do a ton of damage. And watching some of Jake's games has been really hilarious for me, actually. Seeing the Minotaur be played in an up-close brawling kind of way and actually coming out on top. So we're just going to push into the enemy spawn, and we're just going to take the fight right to them. And really, it's very difficult to hit a ship, even at 11 kilometers. This rudder shift is not expected. That's one of the things that people don't really realize with this ship, is it can have a good rudder shift. Because if you don't take both rudder mods, the rudder shift's actually really bad. And that's one of the weaknesses of this ship. But if you just take both rudder mods, it's really easy to just fit in between salvos, that kind of thing. And Minotaur, with its crazy fire rate, is able to kill things quite quickly. We've got our fourth kill now, actually, sorry. We got 2 in a row there, nice and quick. And oh boy, a Musashi broadside. Just watch the damage numbers tick up on this one. This is a fun ship. As you know, have been trying to find some different ways of playing, some new ship styles to play, playing some more destroyers, that kind of thing. And Radar Minotaur is certainly an option for me to play in the future because of how fun this thing is. I think that if you're looking for a difficult ship to play, but also a very rewarding one rewarding of good skill, good positioning, good movement, that kind of thing, the Minotaur is definitely worth considering for you. And just like that, we've nearly got our Kraken with the Musashi, which is kind of crazy, considering we're just charging into them at this point. And you can see the heal allows us to just ignore fires, straight up. You just ignore fires, which is hilarious and good fun. And there's our Kraken. We got a Confederate as well in this game. Really, really, really good time. Minotaur is a surprisingly good ship. I usually see them go pop because people generally don't know how to play them. But if you do, you can really do some serious damage. The power of this ship is in these shells, really. Somehow you deal massive damage even to people who are angled completely to you. That's kind of the crazy thing about this ship, and maybe one that I don't know if I would see it nerfed because people generally don't know how to play this ship, but I think it's kind of silly how much damage this ship can do, even against a completely bow-in ship, considering it does so much damage against broadsides as well. So that's the Minotaur. Not the biggest damage game, but 6 kills and taking the fight to the enemy, kind of brawling it out. Trying a new build with radar and double rudder. Hope you enjoyed this game. I hope it was a fun watch for you. Certainly fun for me to play. And yeah, hope you have a good day.